Welcome to Refuel with Reverend Johnson and Reverend Rob. What's up? Hey, everybody. It's so good that you all are joining us on Friday at 7 p.m. Whoa!
We're back.
We're back. It's so good to be back with you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello. It's Friday. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too. What's up, Johnson?
What's up, Robinson? How are you?
Like, come on, get online and share this with people. We got an exciting evening for ready for tonight.
Let's talk about that. Hello. How are you?
I'm so good.
It's Pastor on the screen.
Look.
I want the world to know, got to let it show.
Oh, he got some energy today, guys. Look at this.
Oh, you know what? You are so hilarious. You act like because I had one bad day that I don't never have no energy now. Quit it. That's not. You're the one that don't have no energy.
Hold on. One bad day? You spent the last 3 weeks talking about, I'm tired.
I got a new job. I gotta work 8 hours every day.
I gotta work 8 hours every day.
I gotta work more than 8 hours. I'm tired.
Welcome to the club.
No, I'm too old for this.
Well, you got a point there.
You are a hot living mess.
Oh, whatever. What's up, Robinson?
I'm tired. No, I'm good. Like, I got up early today because the government. Ashley got off 2 hours early today, just in case you didn't know. So he didn't work 8 hours either.
Would you call that man out?
Yeah, because he always talking trash. Okay, let's see what he got to say. He ain't got nothing to say. He's chatting. He's hitting us back from the backside. No, you didn't get 2 hours. Oh, your agency sucks. Oh no, he only got 1 hour. Oh, at least they gave you 59 minutes. So I gave my staff, they got 2 hours, plus I gave them the 59 minutes, so they got almost 3 hours. Did you get off early today?
I took the day off.
Why did you do that?
Well, my wife set me up because she was supposed to, she's been on vacation all week.
We didn't get paid for it. They took away our
No, that so she's been on vacation, and so we were supposed to.
Troy was on vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So we're supposed to do something, but then that never happened. So
Are you all not going to come to the beach with us? Or did you not talk with her about it?
I did talk with her about that, yes.
Okay, I guess that would be a no.
There's some parameters around that visit.
What's going on, Trotter? What's going on, Loretta? And Gigi, I'm glad you made it back from Mexico. I mean, you've only been over there for a whole month and a half.
I know, right?
I'm like, where's this chick at? We ain't had no meeting.
Hey, everybody.
Right. We ain't had no meeting. We ain't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. But she out gallivanting around the world in Mexico. I saw them photos and them pictures trying to show off and carry on.
Well, she wasn't trying. She was successful.
I said, how you gonna go wait for a month? I said, Chris, we must be doing something wrong, boo-boo. Could you?
Mm-mm.
A whole month? I don't know how she did it. I want the secret. You should go ahead. I know we need a meeting. Yes, we do need a meeting. In fact, I want you to tell us how you went away to Mexico for a whole month. I mean, did you like? Where were you staying? Were you Airbnb for a month? Where were you doing? A hostel? What were you doing? Is it called a hostel now? I don't know what it's called. What is it called?
I think that's the last thing I knew. So we're gonna go with that.
You remember? What's our other friend? Oh goodness, I can't remember her name. Her and her husband kind of always did the hostels. What's her name? She just had a baby. Oh my God, I can't remember her name. Anna.
Oh yeah. They did. Just like a little girl. Yes.
But that's how they used to. Remember how they used to like just travel and just stay at whatever. Right. It was pretty cool. Actually, we took pictures. It was really nice. And Loretta, nobody is hating. Okay, what we need to do is for you to get your behind down to Alabama so we can build this platform. Okay, how about we do that? Can we just do that, please? Because I cannot afford to spend no more money. I'm still trying to get. Did I tell you I got the tree taken out and I didn't put the side in yet?
Yes, you did.
An Airbnb in 4 different cities: Cancun, Marin, Tulum, and Playa del Carmen.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
I'm just trying to make it to the beach down the street. That's it.
Well, apparently you can't make it to the beach nowhere, so that ain't happening. What else is going on?
So how was your week? It's first week at the job. Or is this your second week?
This is my second week.
Okay.
And so this is my second week, and I interviewed for another job yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know.
When are you gonna be done with this? Are you? Let me ask that differently. So, is there a goal that you're trying to reach in these interviews?
So great question. So I feel as much as it took me to get qualified, okay, because it was a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I figure that every job that come out, I am going to. It's just a click of a button. I'm applying for it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I figure, yeah, like I feel there's tons of opportunities, and until my face is all around the campus, like I feel like I'm going to just hit every department.
Okay, all right. Well, that's what's up.
Well, the job I have now comes with a Tahoe, so I'm not quite sure if anything can really beat that, right?
Okay.
I get, it's a little different when you got a ride. I told him today that it needs to be washed because it was a little dirty.
Okay, all right.
So, that was fun, but the interview was really interesting because sometimes in leadership, I mean, especially in our agency, like there's this whole criteria that you have to go through in order to get eligible, right? And so it's stressful. It's really stressful. You got to go through interview, you have to go to papers, you have to do all this stuff, right? And then you get to these other, and then you have to do another interview, right, to get out of the whole criteria thing. But then once you go on a regular interview, you sit there and you're thinking about the process of the last one. So you still do, and they didn't even ask those type of questions. Generic. One question was, hey, tell us about a discussion you had about the cloud. One that's, I mean, you talking about why we are not on prem. I mean, what do you want to know, right? So that's and I'm talking about infrastructure. He said, tell us about a discussion. I'm telling him how to actually build a damn thing.
Oh, okay.
Very tricky, but very simple. So a lot of it has to do with just getting prepared for what really is for me. Really.
Okay. So that's fair. I'm about to. I just got my credentials to start some cloud training myself.
Good. I should have called you before I did that interview.
So I think I'm gonna start that next. I think I'm gonna start the classes.
Good. I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you. I feel like, remember how you used to interview every 2 weeks? I feel like that's what I'm doing right now.
You are absolutely. That's why. So for me, it was the same reason, right? So I saw a job opening, and I was like, well, why not, right? If I get the job, if not, I'm fine where I am.
I'm good where I am. I mean, I just got that job. Plus, I really do like. So the job I have now is one of those things that you normally do at the end of your career because it's a great way to end.
Okay.
So that is one reason why I would stay. Outside of the Tahoe, but it's one of the reasons why I would stay because I think it's an amazing accomplishment to go out into retirement. So it would just be dope to kind of have that on my resume. And
that's fair.
I also had, and I think this is really interesting to tell. I also had dinner with about 40 presidents of HBCUs this week at dinner in Huntsville, Alabama. And so our agency is trying to figure out how we can diversify our agency more, specifically towards the African-American community, since the African-American community sees our agency as a threat in terms of targeting our community. And obviously we have tons of history to kind of support that. So our head of our agency was our keynote speaker, which was like phenomenal. And I appreciate the owning up of what they did in the past and how they're trying to bridge so that they can bring on more African-American graduates. It was hilarious, not hilarious, but it was just really good to be at the table with all these Black educators, women and men, and then just be in conversation with them of surrounding what it feels like to be a Black male in my agency. So that was really a highlight of the week, and I got overtime for that. Ashton, just so you'll know. It was fun though, but great cause. They called it the Beacon Project, and
nice.
So trying to encourage African Americans to apply to our agency because there's a lack of. The numbers are way down. So
wow, okay, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
So anybody looking for a job, send me a resume. But you got to move to Huntsville, Alabama, though. So what else is going on? This is Liberation Month for Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So you want to tell the people what that's about?
So we are, Gigi says she needs a job.
Gigi, you can't get it per month. No?
So at Unity Fellowship Church of Baltimore, it is Liberation and Freedom Month. And so while, I think as far as liberation, Baltimore is really liberated. And in the month of July, that's our time to level up, right? And so we we say we shorten our service. I think it's really short. I think it's more of competition for leadership to make sure that you don't go longer than the last person. But this year, I'm really excited because we will be, at least from that the sermon moment, be digging deeper and unpacking our Bible affirmation. And so, if everybody watching us tonight has heard us speak, has heard this Bible affirmation, and so it was inspired by something that Joel Osteen says, written and reframed by our pastor, Dr. Jamie Washington. And so we'll spend time each Sunday in the month of July, again, unpacking and digging deeper within that Bible affirmation. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. I just don't understand why we're going up against each other in terms of the same Sunday when we have Power Hour, right? Because you preachers can't really keep it 5 to 7 minutes. And like you said, there's a little competition. And I'm excited about seeing how that transpires. The bigger piece in it is I do love the Bible affirmation. I really can preach that all year long. So I'm trying to. When I saw the schedule this morning actually, and I was thinking to myself, do you want to write something or do you want to just go live with whatever is on your heart at that moment? I actually thought about that because every time I read that Bible affirmation, I get a different theory on it. Like I feel like it's something else that, depending on, like, I feel like how you like to prepare a week before, right? And so for me, I kind of want to be in the moment when I read it because all the stuff that has happened, like I don't want to write something or prepare for it like ahead of time. And then I'm only limited to the inspiration at that moment.
I get that. Yeah. I'm going to read mine beforehand. And I'm gonna have it ready. And if some of the inspiration, if it can't get in that 5 minutes, it wasn't meant to be said on that day.
But you and I could talk about the Bible affirmation for more than 25 minutes. I mean, we can go on and on. So I just think that Loretta, you can get a job, but you got to work in the sun. So but we could talk about the Bible affirmation like for a whole hour. So. Yeah. If you have not seen our Bible affirmation, go to our Facebook page. I'm sure it's posted somewhere on there. If not,
Ashton, can you pull it up?
Yeah, we can go through it real quick right now. Matter of fact, we should read it.
Yeah. So this is the Bible affirmation. Yeah. And oftentimes when we're in the same space, we often read it in concert. And so, Sean, let's practice.
This is my Bible. It contains basic instructions before leaving Earth. It is a primary resource in the development of my relationship with God. So I can stop right there. Like, I can just work that piece right there, right?
Okay.
What's the next couple sentences?
While I believe is inspired by God, it is not God. And right there, right? So I think for all of us, that's where in my experience, that Bible affirmation kind of triggers people. And again, that's a whole nother 30, 45 minutes.
Right?
And then while it is not to be used as a weapon, but as an instrument of liberation and life.
Right. Then it goes on to say, I will pray over it as I study it, and I will interpret it through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. Get this word, within. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That thing right there. Please keep the same chord. I can't with her.
Johnson, my heart is open, my mind is alert.
No, you missed the whole piece. I have the right to question it as I teach it to my life, right?
Yeah. So yeah. My heart is open. My mind is alert. I'm ready to receive a word from the Lord. Thank you, Ashton.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have the right to question it as I apply his teachings to my life. Right.
Yes, I see you and like Reverend Austin. I can even see Sam. I can see Braxton all preaching that same one. I can see all y'all on that same line. For me, you know what I would love to do, and maybe I'm going to consider this. And again, we're just talking here. Is my mind is what does it say? My mind is open and my heart is open, my mind is alert. I would like to do my mind is alert, right?
Okay.
Think about my mind, like cause see, I'm about to preach. Cause see, many times our mind is so clogged and distracted that we ain't really alert. We not even watching, we ain't paying attention. We don't see, we all caught up and get into our feet. See, I could spend 7 minutes just on that piece, that one word alert.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing. We won't be doing it in concert like we just failed to do. But
did we fail to do that? Did we really fail?
We did.
We failed. We said it together. We just wasn't in the same line. We wasn't on the same word.
That's a fail. Okay. So anyway,
we succeeded. We did it.
Okay. Yes. Go team.
See, I'm gonna need somebody to give you some rhythm. Just give you a little pour. Just a
tiny.
Nobody does that. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe the people that are online, all 25 of you.
Okay.
If you do this, say yes, you do. Go team. If you do that,
team.
Yes, you fail. We're talking to the woman that don't have a picture on her Facebook, so we don't know. Invisible.
Anyway, so that's what we're gonna be doing on Sunday mornings in Baltimore. So we're
starting this Sunday, right?
It's starting this Sunday. Absolutely, our pastor.
Y'all don't want to miss this. It's going to be dope and amazing.
It is. So
Can we talk about how your bishop is online at the same time we are?
You say what?
Can we talk about how your bishop is on the time online?
We can. I'm gonna talk about my week for a little bit. I'm not really interested in talking about that. So speaking of Dr. Washington, speaking of just his brilliance, I had the opportunity to facilitate a panel this week within my company where he led us through a discussion about the intersectionality of business and the LGBTQAI plus community.
Wow, awesome.
And it was freaking amazing.
That's good.
So it's one of those things where I've known Doc for, I don't even remember how long. And our professional careers have never coincided, right? And so I've seen YouTube videos, but to actually have him in my Love You Too, Pastor, actually have him come in and support our entities with this. I framed it such as it was indicative to like bring your parent to work day. Like I was so elated to have him.
Did you call him old?
Well, it wasn't taken that way, right? But
when your parent did work day, that was really good. I'm glad. So it sounds like it was really dope.
It was absolutely amazing, and the feedback that we received has been truly great. He said, what did he say? He talked about Sean broke this thing about the intersectionality down in reference of technology, and it didn't hit me, but he talked about having a nice policy, but not actually having engagement won't move the needle, right? And it was like, I saw the faces. Some of the responses. It's just like, wow, right? And so we're moving forward and wanting to kind of unpack and engage this new technology he's talking about. He talked about, we back in when we had the little iPad, the iPods, and now we have iPhones. Like, you can't use the same the old technology for where we are today. It was just absolutely phenomenal. So
no, that makes really good sense in terms of policies. No, I get it.
Yeah, I was just really, really happy to share that hour with him.
That's good. That's good.
And yeah, so that was good. So that's the only piece I wanted to mention before we moved on.
Well, I appreciate that, you were doing work in diversity and inclusion and equity, and on this side we were doing the same exact thing. So I celebrate you as
I still made it to the meeting though.
You still made it to the meeting? What meeting? Oh, well, listen. Hey, listen, I hate to tell y'all, but listen, when our director comes in town, it's not often that we get to hear from. And this was actually, I've been through 5 of them, but this is the first one that I was like, this is very progressive. Now, obviously, I'm sure he didn't write his own speech, but it was really good. I mean, he talked about, again, from the past on what our agency has done to our community and what they're willing to do to help, our community.
I was just kicking shade.
No, but I think that was true. I mean, I think that's real though. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to leave. I did leave early though.
It's fine. So what else? Let's move right along. So it is 4th of July weekend.
Independence Day, right? Isn't it
Independence Day? It is. It is Independence.
So let me ask you a question. So and I'm just curious, out of the ones that are online, is this anything different than you celebrating Independence Day for Juneteenth? Like, that was Independence Day too, right? So I mean, so I know that a lot of people were like, oh, it's just a holiday, or blah blah. You know how they were giving pushback. So I'm wondering, I'm curious to know. So are they out celebrating July 4th?
I would believe so. I would believe so. We'll see a lot of red, white, and blue T-shirts and cupcakes online on Sunday.
Did you say cupcake?
A lot of the same barbecue food running around on people's stories.
I was just curious to know if people were, I guess, I mean, do you celebrate? I don't know. I just found it to be weird that we just got a holiday for another Independence Day, and now this one is directly right behind it 2 weeks later. So
yeah.
So what are your views on that? Can somebody put something in the chat? So so what else is going on? I know it's July 4th.
Yeah, so I mean, no, it's just July 4th weekend. We're taking it light. We didn't want to we were committed on coming on, but we didn't have any guests on, so we're just gonna chat it up. So if you have comments or questions you want to talk about tonight, then put it in the chat. So we hear, Dr. Washington, not our Independence Day. Loretta said, not me.
That is really interesting. Like, I find that to be really interesting.
Yeah,
because people have been celebrating July 4th for like the last 45 years.
Okay.
I know I have. So I don't feel the same way though. I don't want to like.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you don't. So you don't feel the same way. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm a patriot. I'm not gonna. I mean, I've worked for our country. I've been to the war zone. Right. I guess for me, Juneteenth, it was just different. Like, it just had so much more meaning. And I don't know with you. I went to Ernest Nearest Green whiskey distillery on Sunday. Did I tell you that? Okay.
I saw it. You don't have to tell me. I trolled you.
I didn't put it on my page. Oh yeah, I did. I said I was there. No.
Hello.
Being in that space was really, like, it reminds me of how, I guess when you're not really, when you're digging already for your history and people are telling you're around people who are no history, right? And then you find something that nobody knew nothing about. It is really it's like, oh my God, like,
and that's why it is important to look up and research what you're investing in, right? And so to your point, most people don't know the history of Nearest Green, right?
Nearest green.
Nearest
Absolutely.
green. And the people don't know the history of Jack Daniels. People don't know the history of, mezcal tequila, right? And so as you are partaking in these things, as you are, then doing the research and realizing what the impact is, what it took to get those, while they're wonderful, beverages, what it took to get that, right? And to
Well,
get
not only that, but how they became rich off of a slave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think if we were to truly go back and do some historical research on a number of the things that we enjoy present day, there's a story behind it all.
Yeah. Yeah. The method that Jack Daniels used to get his whiskey was actually Nearest Green's technique that became popular, which was born out of West Africa. So it's amazing how our whiskey today would not be if it had not been for this technique that was brought from West. I mean, it was phenomenal. Read up on Nearest Green. If you're a whiskey drinker, don't drink no other whiskey other than Nearest Green. By the way, I'm just trying to tell you, it's very fast. Hold on. The master distillery that's at the distillery now, she's a black woman. Amazing.
Well, I've had better.
No, you haven't.
I get it.
This master blend that we got on Sunday, it only comes out every 7 years, so we won't be able to get another master blend for 7 years.
Did you buy me a bottle?
It was no.
Then I don't care. So let's. Then I don't care, right? So you're not going
to the knowledge of our stories and experiences. This day means less. It matters, but it's not as significant. Yep, as Juneteenth for Black, so we are not free until. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. We're not free in 1970s. Absolutely right.
You want to help the viewers because they can't read that.
Oh, they can't. Oh, so what I'm saying that in July 4th in 1776, we weren't free. So it's not technically an Independence Day for Black people. And so what he was saying is the significance with Juneteenth will resonate better, or is probably would resonate, because that is the day that all information was received and got out there. So I think Independence Day is an independence for the USA, for England, and Juneteenth recognizes the end of the Civil War and the last African Americans and slaves that was notified of the freedom. True.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's where it's not blindly.
Independence for the USA from England.
Right? So we've been in school, right? We've been taught it's the Independence Day for all. It's what gets celebrated by the masses. But if that really doesn't work for you, then understand why and where your freedom truly came from, right? And if it resonates with you, great, absolutely. But it has to, you have to know why you're celebrating it, right? Pardon?
Can you say important?
Important?
Important. Okay, I'm gonna use that.
You done?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did y'all catch that, y'all? Did you catch that? Perfect. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So what's going on? What is going on?
So let's go to what's the meme.
Oh Lord, I can't take it. What we got today?
Okay, so Ashton was on one this week, and like I wanted to show all that he sent me, but a lot were inappropriate for I was gonna say television, inappropriate for this medium, and so we'll just go with what we have right here. Thank you, Janelle. Yes, perfect diction.
Just for that one word. When people heard that Jesus had raised. You know what? I can't.
Okay, what's the next one? That was hilarious.
What's up, Pastor Penderman? You pretty. I admire you. Thanks. I will let you meet you. I would like to meet you someday. Have you received Christ as you? Yes, I have. Then we shall meet in heaven.
Listen, how many people?
That sounds like something you would have wrote back.
How many people got people in their DMs doing this, man. Like, oh, I just want to meet you. Oh, I
don't check my
admire you.
DMs. Do you check your DMs?
I do.
I don't check mine at all.
And next, Ashton, he'll check his DMs.
What? How did you think I washed the dishes? All right, now that's corny. I don't get it.
Corny, that's a good one.
No, that's dumb.
Ugh. Next.
Tabitha Brown is from North Carolina. She put Wendy Williams in a cast iron pot, slow cooked her like turnip greens while gospel music was played on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, that's corny too.
Oh, this is not corny. Listen,
corny.
We don't talk about that story, but this was amazing. Sean, you.
I don't think it's funny. Like, it's not funny.
Ashton, did you think it was funny?
How to catch the Baptist. What? What? Okay, it's an epic fail.
I knew you weren't gonna get this. Okay, hold on. No, put that one back up. Put that one back up. So
what a fellowship, what a joy divine.
Stop it, Sean. Stop it.
No, I get it. I get the.
Tell me about it.
Well, is that Jason? How to catch the Baptist?
Ashton, help me.
Oh, to sing the song and then they go ahead and answer the song.
Oh God! Thank you, Pastor Tendermine. Thank you.
She Baptist too, probably. I get it.
Thank you. Like, how do you not get that, Sean?
Because I hear the killer saying what a fellowship, and I hear the Baptist saying what a joy divine. Like, they answer and call. I get it. I get that, but I didn't think it was funny.
I hope that you all enjoyed. Hope that you all enjoyed. Thank you, Ashton, so very much, my friend. I know that you enjoyed it. Ashton and I enjoyed it. My Facebook followers enjoyed it.
Because you're churchy. That's why you got it.
You do not appreciate. Thank you, Lanita. I didn't see you in the chat.
We cannot go by what Lanita says.
I was waiting for you to come through, Lanita.
Lanita's a laugh all on her own. She'll make you laugh just by saying something. So no, you can't go by her.
I was waiting for Lanita to come. Hold on, my monitor's falling.
Because it wasn't funny.
It was funny. That call and response every time. Every time. You can't tell me you can get a Baptist person with somebody doing a call and response and they not say it.
No. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure y'all do. I don't know.
You're a hater. Thank you.
I'm not a hater. Wait a minute. Why do I have to be a hater? Because I didn't get it. Everyone, listen, I wasn't from that community. Wait a minute. Isn't that where you couldn't wear like pants or anything? You had to wear white shoes. Did you have to wear?
Thank you, Heidi. Yes, that is my favorite.
Okay, Heidi. Okay, Heidi. We're not even gonna go there. Yes, they are funny. They are really funny. I just didn't think that one was funny.
That SpongeBob one.
You're a Baptist. It's hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That SpongeBob one though, like
I told you she was Baptist.
That preacher right there. Wise men do it anyhow.
Not only that, but did she just like come in for a quick minute and just she bounced out?
That's it. She came in. I know she was done. I was fumbling when we came back. She was done.
Listen, we didn't wear no white shoes. Yes, she did. You wore white shoes and the soles were about that thick.
That's like McCoy said it. That's the Pentecostal folks. That's the ones. Listen. Wise men do it anyhow.
Do it anyhow.
That was off the chain, Pastor Pendermont. Thank you again for that message.
You know how she rocks.
Yeah, she sure did. So, what's good to watch, Rob?
Not the white shoes. You know how they had that little crinkles in the front of the shoe.
One try about not belonging to Baptist, and I'm Presbyterian.
Well, Heidi, we really can't go by you because you're all you've been around it a lot. Okay, so I have to be honest.
Oh, peg stockings.
Oh no!
Listen. So
I was terrible. How about in the winter time when y'all wore those skirts all the way down to your toe line?
Listen, I was terrible at wearing stockings. So my stockings always twisted, right? And then I didn't care. I did. I did.
Did
Wear
it?
stockings. Did they? They did itch, and they were always too big.
You got it from the dollar store.
I don't know where I got them from, but you know, like Lanita, did your stockings twist? Like my
Of course,
stockings.
you need a stockings twist. All your stockings twist in church. I didn't understand that. I was like, can you just turn them to the side?
Listen, and then I was trying to be cute one day and find some stockings that had the little thing. It was the little design going up them, but it never worked because they were always twisted to the side. Thank you, Pastor. they know. Listen,
Look, not country, churchy and country. That's what that is. Old pink stockings with them white old shoes and dresses down to your toe line. I got it. Yep.
Yeah, I was terrible. Like I would wear the open toe shoes with the stockings, and so the little seam would show in the front. Yeah, I didn't care.
Tacky. That's like drive-through tacky.
LaToya, you know what I'm talking about, right? They were too big and too hot. Yes. Yes.
God, we have to never worry about that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I didn't have to wear skirts down to my knees per se, but they had to be, down to my ankles. They had to be below the knee though. Yeah.
The doctrine that got y'all caught up in stockings. And when you walk, did it go?
Yes.
Come on, Lord. Yes, and slip.
Yes, it messed me up too. And yes, and slip, Lord, the slip. Come on now. She would try to fix it, the tights while you were in church. My aunt did the same thing. The ladies of church, they would say, Carla, come here. And they would try to fix me up, but they were too big. I would have to pull them all the way up and then roll them.
Because you got them from the dollar store. I don't know. Did they have dollar store in your time?
They did have a dollar store. I don't know. I got them from Rite Aid. Like so at that age, so Malachi used to work at Rite Aid. So I would go to Rite Aid and I would buy the stockings from Rite Aid. But I would get the size, but I guess they were never the right size.
Hilarious. How about that? That's hilarious. That's what's up. So let's talk about what's going on TV.
What's going on TV?
We all know that Wimbledon is on, so I really have not watched a lot because tennis is my zhuzh, but check it out. Don't wear no slip either. Woolworth was my dollar store. Yup, I remember Woolworth. Did you have Woolworth when you lived?
I remember.
Okay, I didn't know Woolworth was down south. My bad. Those Walmart. I didn't even know Walmart. See, Walmart stockings fit different. Okay. You still wearing stockings, Lanita? Lanita was like, "Yes, I do." I cannot wait to get her on the show for a whole hour. She could have just came on this day. All right, so let's talk about the top 5, right? So these are things that I kind of like fell through this week. It's not nothing done intentionally except for number 1. Number 1 was intentional, so I can't wait to get there. High on the Hog. So if you haven't seen that, did y'all see that?
No.
Have you seen that? If you haven't seen High on the Hog, it just talks about how our food and how much of the food that we eat today was actually created and influenced by Africa. And how slaves would make these meals out of the scraps that the master or the head of the plantation would give. Very, very, very good. I would invite you all to definitely check that out, and how they're making that food into more of a cuisine for today. So I actually enjoy it, and it talks about the journey of the narrator who is actually really enjoying his moments as he is moving through these countries or these cities to.
What is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix. Number 4, I will name will be Fatherhood by Kevin Hart. Talks about how Kevin Hart or the character loses the wife at pregnancy or at giving birth. And so the mother dies and the husband, Kevin Hart, ends up taking care of his daughter, and how everyone is trying to help him and how he's like, oh, I don't want no help. I can do this on my own, but then really needs the help. Really good, really good. Go check it out.
I've heard really good things about it. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't make it to the end because I was a little tired, so I fell asleep. But I am going to watch it this weekend since I got some time.
Okay.
Number 3, I have not watched, but I'm putting that number 3 because I've heard great reviews about it, and I just want people to kind of check it out. It's called Mary J. Blige, My Life. It just talks about her journey in music and where she came from, where she is now. It talks about the divorce, all that again. I heard it was really, really good. That's also on Amazon. Number 4 would be The Tomorrow War. That's on Amazon Prime. It just came out, so definitely check that out. I have not watched it yet, but I like loud bangs and gunshots and stuff like that. So I'll be watching that in the movie room, which I'm pumped up about doing. So check that out. I want to hear what you think of it. But my number 5 that I have to say, thank you, Dr. Washington, for suggesting this to me. Chris and I have been watching it every single night before we go to bed. It's called Love, Victor. And, the first season was about him coming out. And what they started doing was intertwining other things that young people are dealing with, such as bipolar, health, mental health, body image, just the fact of being, how do you talk to people, as well as, sexual orientation and sexual preferences. Like, I really would encourage anybody that has someone who just came out or not understood, who's still trying to figure things out, or if you have just young people in general, invite them to watch it. It's called Love, Victor. Yes, it's on Hulu. I think, Love, and then Love, then Victor. It's on Hulu. It is really, really.
I didn't know it's a comedy. Is it funny?
I think there's some funny moments, but there are there's some serious stuff in here. I think there's some funny comments, right? Like, this is hilarious. It also talks about divorced parenthood and how they just stuck everything in here. It reminds me of, what's that movie you like? This Is Now, but it's more like fresh and young.
This Is Us.
This Is Us. That's it. Okay. It's not as heavy as This Is Us. Like, literally last night when his mom saw them have.
Here's going to spoiler alert. I've never watched the show.
Oh, okay. Bye. Just mute yourself. Anyway, there's moments when you're gonna be like, really good. So Dr. Washington, Pastor, thank you so much for inviting us to watch that. And then Chris and I are just having conversations afterwards in terms of like, that is exactly what I meant, or this is how I feel. It was really good. So I'm interested. Pastor Pindamine, go ahead and check that out and let's have a conversation about it. It was really good. We should talk about that.
Cool. Well,
so those are my top 5, and you can watch it this weekend.
Yeah. So I don't know why I have.
Latoya, it's good to see you. Did I say that right? No, Latoya.
Yeah.
I'll be like Latoya. Latoya.
I gotta start going back to your what's good to watch, because I started rewatching Person of Interest and I fell in love all over again.
Yeah.
But I did watch The Equalizer, so I finally finished that.
Did you like it?
I did like it, which led me to want to watch Person of Interest again.
Because it's from Person of Interest. It's the spinoff. Yeah. I have not made it to the end of the season.
To Equalizer?
Yeah, it just wasn't like, I just felt like it wasn't natural. Like, there were some things that just was not natural, right? It was like, you ride on your motorcycle, which I think is hot, but then it just, then we flip, and then you're in something totally different clothing. Like, it just wasn't. The editing was not. It was off for me.
Okay, so I enjoyed it, and it was
very CBS.
Yeah, it was. I cry on the littlest things. But yeah, it was one of those shows where I was just like, okay, like, I can't wait to the next season.
Oh.
But yeah, so I'm going to go back to, I definitely want to watch Kevin Hart. Not a Mary J. Blige fan, and I know I'm probably going to catch so much stuff for that comment.
That's because you was in church. You don't if you don't know about the My Life album, like 911, like, if you don't know nothing about that type of music, then you were in church. Yeah. When you were in church, do you know about Mary J. Blige, My Life, the album? Ashton, do you know about My Life, the album?
Yeah, I was in church. So I don't have the affection that, see, Ashton was in church.
Ashton, yep.
So I don't have the affection, but like, my social media blew up when it dropped, right? So I will consider it. But you gave me some other options that keeps that down. She said, "Don't do it, Sean."
I'm just saying, Lanita, were you in church or were you watching or did you listen? Did you? I know you, Lanita. Stop playing. Did you have the My Life album? That's all I want to know. And I bet she was singing it until the CD broke. I bet you. I know I was. See, I love me, Mary. See, I told you. I know what I'm talking about.
So,
John, I tell you, bro, how you doing, little man? My little brother there. Yes, I did. I know, Janelle, you are My Life. All yeah, you watched it too. I know you did. Did you see?
She's from that area. Same thing with Joy, right? You know, Joy.
Holler down and ask Joy. Did she?
You said holler down. I will not. Oh, okay.
I bet you if I asked Chris did he listen to Mary J. Blige, she gonna be like, who? Because he was in church. Because y'all were in church. Marissa was in church probably.
She said she was in church.
She said she was?
She said she was in church. I think it like I'm auditioning for me. Want her backup singing.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh Lord. All right, what's going on in the news?
So there's so much going on. I guess we'll start with the administration, right? So Biden on the 25th, President Biden announced that a U.S. special envoy he announced U.S. special envoy to advance the human rights of LGBTQI plus persons, and so Jessica Stern will lead this effort. She's the executive director of Out Loud Action International, which is based in New York, and her specialization is gender, sexuality, and human rights globally. And so I believe she'll lead that role, and it will play a vital role in implementing presidential memorandums and advancing human rights for LGBTQ+. Yeah. Now, I don't know who else has this app or who follows Pink News. But it was, I didn't even know that Ashton was going to put this up for us, but I downloaded that app a couple of weeks ago because I wanted some more content specifically about Pride and some of the events that I was doing during Pride Month. And I will tell you, I had to turn off the notifications because a lot of the international news is just so devastating. Like the amount of violence and harm that, and I knew it was happening, but it's one of those things out of sight, out of mind. Like, but to get that news feed, like I get what's going on in Montana, what's going on, like to know that in I think it was in England, a non-binary person was outside smoking a cigarette, and then a group of folks went up to that person and beat them to a pulp, right? And the person gave the interview and started talking about, you know, what happened and just how much fear and angst. And then there was a lesbian woman in somewhere in Africa that was tragically killed just for being who she is or who she was. It's one of those things where I know there's still a great deal of injustice here in the United States and harm that's happening here in the United States, and we are in a much better space than our siblings that are outside of the United States. And so I had to pause for a minute and just have a moment of gratefulness and remind me that the work still continues, right? And so shout outs to our Jamaica ministry who's dealing with a lot of that, and those folks that are outside of the United States but are same gender loving or LGBTQ I plus that's in the thick of it. Yeah, so I didn't mean to go that deep, but I just got another notification, and I'm just like,
I'm just glad it wasn't me.
Right.
No, I think it's important for us to talk about that too.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Like it's there's so much work to be done here in the States, and it is efforts like this that came out the administration last week that that are critical to have from a human rights perspective for all of us, right? So while the work is still plentiful here, there's still a lot of work and a lot of freedom that that is necessary throughout our globe, right? We're still experiencing a lot of the firsts, right? And so I'm glad I'm glad to see what Jessica Stern. I'm interested to see what Jessica Stern will be able to do with this new initiative.
In terms of moving forward and the advance of human rights of LGBTQI, non-binary persons. I hear a lot about your agency. Ashton talks about his agency. My agency did for the very first time is hung the flag at our on our flag post for the very first time in the existence of our agency.
Oh, wow.
This whole month. So I was very proud of them.
Yeah.
And the progression that, I see the world attempting to move towards. But yeah, we have a lot of more work to do.
Yeah, I went for a drive today, and I was out in Sykesville, Maryland, and it's Carroll County. And I don't know why I went there. So I was in Ellicott City, and I just kept driving.
You just drive. She just gets in the car and go.
I just get in the car and I just started driving. Had a good book on, but just wanted to be out the house. Didn't want to be around a lot of people, so I just drove. And Carroll County, when I got there, I was like, oh wait, where am I? So I got there and I saw a lot of there were still Trump flags and there were posters. And then I went down Main Street. And if you know me, you know that I love it. I love to go to towns and I love to go to their Main Street. And I don't have to go in. I just like to be a part of it. It's one with shut up.
I like to be a part of it. I need y'all to hear that.
I like to be a part of it, right? So one, it's where you can
buy nothing.
I won't. I may buy something, right? I didn't get out the car today. But anyway, I like to see the shops on Main Street. One, it's where a lot of the local food is. And I like little restaurants like that. But I was shocked. I went down Main Street and I saw Love is Love. I saw pride flags, like literally maybe a mile and a half back as I was driving into Sykesville. I saw Trump. I saw, election stole. I saw all of this stuff. Other candidates who were in the election for a Republican Party still had their signs posted. And then to get to Main Street, and it was like I stepped into a different world. I stepped into like, where's the any neighborhood in a big city. Love is love, pride, like LGBTQ welcome. And so it did my heart just good just to see that. Now again, I should have gotten out the car, but I didn't. But I'm more inclined now. I felt safe.
Yeah.
Right. I felt safe to go there. So it was good. Right. So all that to say, go for a drive, folks. See what's out there. And maybe you'll find something like that. I was shocked. I was surprised.
Speaking of LGBTQI persons, what did you think of Sha'Carri Richardson, who is out of the Olympics of the 100 meters because of smoking weed?
It's unfortunate to have such a great opportunity and do something reckless. And I get the stories that I've seen is, she's grieving and it's real. And I invite people just to think about what's at stake, right?
Now she lost her mom, right? Is that what it was?
Her biological mother, yes.
Biological mom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and so like she took the L strong. I'm human was her response on Twitter, and I appreciate that. Yes, you're human, and you have the world looking at you, and you have an opportunity that opens the door and opens eyes for millions to come. And I don't think this doesn't need to define her. I think it's a part of her story. And I think it was reckless. And we have those moments. And so I'm sure she'll bounce back. It's unfortunate that it's this close to the Olympics kicking off. But that's how I feel about it. What about you?
So I kind of have mixed feelings. Yes, I was going to go right there, Pastor Penderman. Like, I don't believe that weed is an enhancer. If anything, it will make you calm down, right? It would soothe you. It will make you a little loopy. I don't know, because I've never used it before. I'm only going by what people have said, right? But it did not make her go faster. And I think that, as we are talking about substance abuse, marijuana has become something more in the lines of a recreational use now that's allowed. Like DC has, there's many states that have legalized it for whatever reason, right? And we will make you laugh and hungry as ever. Exactly. So,
and I think to her point, it is the zero tolerance policy, right?
Well, I think that goes back to the conversation with Pastor Washington about the policies that was written then.
Yeah,
they apply for today, right? And young people are going through a lot, and weed is accessible, right? And is this any difference than what the swimmer did? What was his name? Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Like, did he not win and have some type of enhancer, which was a lot different than weed, which is not an enhancer? Because if weed makes you go faster, then maybe I need to get some. I mean,
listen.
I mean, they put it's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel some kind of way. But here's the thing, though. They're going to China. Is that right? Is that where the Olympics is? Yeah, it's in China, right? And so they already got strict rules going on right now. So, I mean, it's crazy, which leads me into Serena.
Oh, Japan.
Oh, Japan. Okay, thank you. Which leads me into Serena, which is why Serena is not going because of the bubble. Well, I suspect that's the reason why.
Wait, hold on. You changed subject so quickly.
No, I didn't. I said that I went from the girl who was smoking weed, who got kicked out of the Olympics, and then I said that the Japan has this entire criteria of rules now, the policies based on not only COVID, but like who you can bring, what you can have with you.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, very strict. So, and then I led into Serena, who is not going to Japan, who was part of the USA team, right? And she's not going. She made the decision not to go. Now, I know that she probably came out with Serena, but I do believe it's probably because she probably couldn't bring her whole team. In fact, Venus Williams is not even playing this year as well. So, very interesting. Everybody knows. And then it segues into Serena, who's not playing in Wimbledon because she slipped and fell. So I'm not happy about that. And I wish these Europeans get that grass right, because black people don't be playing and running all over no grass. We didn't have grass. We didn't grow up with grass. We had cement in the backyard.
Okay. So Wilmington, what is it? How do you pronounce it?
Wimbledon. You said it right.
Okay. So so are all of the courts grass?
No, so that specific Grand Slam is grass. I'm staying focused, Lenita. I'm just moving because, see, what's interesting is that Ashton didn't give her a time check, but I always get a time check. I just moved this along. That's all I did.
Okay, all right. So
no,
okay.
No, it's a good question on your point. The grass situation, she fell, right, and she hurt her ankle.
Okay.
And the grass is. That specific Grand Slam in England is on grass. Just like in France, it's on clay. In the US, it's on a regular turf court.
Oh, okay.
So it is tough. If you've been watching it, you will realize that many of the ball boys and ball girls are slipping. It's a very slippery thing, especially if it rains. Like, right? So, if you think of England, it's not like it's 95 degrees over there. So it's not drying up as well. So a lot of people are slipping and falling. So shout out to them.
Wow. Yeah.
I mentioned Serena because Serena is not going to be in the Olympics, which I'm really sad about that because she is one of the greatest of all times. Now, what I will name is that golf is in the tournament, and so I'm really excited about that. She's a young girl. She's 17, 16, I believe it is. Let me look it up. 16, and I'm really excited about that. So
you're saying that Serena isn't going to Japan because of the restrictions?
I believe that's what it is.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Like so I'm sure she'll say something that's like because you're not allowed to do this and you're not allowed to do that. So normally in some of these bubbles, like you'll take your whole entourage and you'll stay at your hotel and then you'll just shuttle back and forth, right? But you can't do that in this particular one. They want you absolutely in a specific location and you cannot stay at a specific hotel. So if you are Serena Williams, you're not going to just stay at just any hotel.
Right.
And so it's just a lot going on with it. And let me see who's on the USA team. I'll just make sure I got that. The USA team, I'm not really happy about the team this year because it's just Serena's not on it. Venus is not on it. But then Venus hasn't been playing that well. So, we'll suck it up on that. But Coco Gauff. That's what I was going to try to say. Coco Gauff is on. Jennifer Bradley is also on the team, and they're young people, so I'm really excited about seeing them. I don't know how they're going to do against some of these, but hopefully we'll be able to come through.
Oh wow! Okay, great. Well, wonderful.
Yeah, that was so lame.
Because I was trying to.
Oh, Johnson, what do you think about Bill Cosby being released?
It happened. It happened.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What is you don't have no feeling around it?
So it happened. My thoughts and good energy goes out to the people that have accused him of violating them, and that's how the arm of justice goes.
Really? You don't have no other opinion on that?
No.
You know what? So what do you think about Felicia Rashad supporting them?
I think I get, so as I stated about the girl with the weed, right? So it's, she's catching a lot of flack now from Howard for taking.
Do you think she deserved it?
So I think it's a free country and people get to say what they want to say. They get to post what they want, but then they got to be able to deal with the backlash that comes when people don't like what comes out of their mouths, right? And so for her to be a newly appointed, or I don't know if deans are appointed or hired but to be in that role, thank you, Lanita. I think we got to pay attention to who our audience are and pay attention to the people who we got to be able to deal with the responses to what we say, right? And I feel for her, like she's catching it, and she needs to she needs to be able to navigate that, right? And if those are her beliefs and feelings because of her experience towards him, fine, right? She is backtracking now because those people at Howard came for her with a vengeance, and I think if that's what she felt like, an unjust thing has been overturned, fine. If that's what you feel, fine. You put it out there. Now you deal with the ramification. Same thing for that young girl smoking weed. You smoked weed. You knew you were going to get a drug test. Like, come on. That's how I feel. So, yeah. Like,
interesting.
What about you?
Well, I just find it to be very weird that obviously nobody was there, right? I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I just find it to be just ironic that but you are the dean of the college. No, she is the dean of the college, and I probably would say that she was defending her friend. Like I feel like maybe in her heart she just felt like, I don't know.
Go on.
I feel like if somebody had told me that you murdered somebody, I probably would fight them to the end. Like I probably would say, no, she didn't. Like I would go, no, she didn't. No, she didn't.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, folks in the comments, or Ashton, correct me if I'm wrong. She broke her silence. She hadn't said anything.
Well, I don't have it be that. So again, if you were in that situation and you had gotten out, I would have probably said the same thing. I would have. I probably would have said that didn't happen. I probably because I mean, here's the thing, you know, proven innocent to proven guilty, right? And I don't if for whatever. And again, I'm not naming that nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm not naming that nothing didn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, I just feel it to be weird that this black man, like 50 years later, got accused of something that you know. I just is how I feel. Like I
get it.
Again, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but I can say if I was on a jury, I would have been like, And I get that people get nervous and traumatized and they don't talk, and then something triggers them, and then they want to go. I get it. Let's move on.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
You know, come on to blow your gasket. Like I'm not naming that the man ain't guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty. All I'm saying, Johnson, is if you were in the same situation and the way our relationship is, I probably would be just like Felicia. I'll probably be like, yeah, I'm glad it was overturned. I'm glad his justice was done. I'm sure it was.
So I hear you, and I would offer that this type of situation. So if we stick with just Felicia Rashad, right, and where she is right now, being newly appointed to the dean, the HBCU, her voice already carried weight before this, but now she is she her role carries a little different.
So you think that because she got a new position, that because what I'm saying is, yes, she's the dean of Howard University, or dean of Howard, right? And so she doesn't get to have an opinion, and we get to crucify her because she is supporting her friend.
Well,
I'm just asking.
I don't think
that. Like, so how are you? Like, so she's still not human. She still don't get to have feelings. Like, she still doesn't.
So he's saying that it's not her first time to defend him. Okay, all right, great.
You didn't just defend him. Go ahead.
Go on.
No, I just think that we can't, just because her position is here. Like you know, I mean, we had a whole president like for 4 years, right?
Well, I get that, but so what I would want her to be is mindful of even of the impact to that victim that hasn't said anything, right? And so this is why people who are abused don't speak up.
I get that. And I get that's how abuse works. What I have a problem with is how this judiciary system went after this individual. But do you know how many people that have come forth in front of the court of law and that they got off with easy? I'm not saying that he didn't do anything. I'm not saying that he did not do it. What I am saying is that there was for me, reading the material that I have read, it seemed like there was out for this cat. Like I'm not naming that they didn't go. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think I think that could be what she might have been supporting and saying that was unfair. That's all I'm saying.
And that's fair. Fair. Right? Fair. Fair.
And our injustice system made it difficult for me to watch him go to prison, even though I believe in him.
So I get that, right? And for me, it is
it's a hot topic.
It is, and I think
he himself confessed to giving sedative
hypnotic. Yeah. So I mean, again, to your point. So I'm to your point, Sean. Your point about
I had a comment for that.
Your point about now they're blowing up.
I like it. No, I agree. Right. So what about the survivors of justice? But she didn't say all of that, and she needed to.
Yeah, well, I think that's what happened. Like, thank you. So had she added some context to it, it could have been received a little differently. But I think again, it's about. That's why
this is Felicia Rashad here. I mean, like, are y'all really going to drag her? Because,
absolutely.
Like, this is what kills me about our community.
Who gives a shit what she's done to our community?
Are y'all going to drag the woman, this woman who have given millions of dollars to Howard University and other education programs, right? And
if she get online and say some stuff like that, absolutely, you are not above it. You're not above to be dragged through to Twitter, to be. I mean, they're asking for her to be removed. Like, yeah, absolutely.
I hear that, Pastor Pendaman. I hear that. I absolutely hear that. Okay, move on.
Now he's giving us a time limit. So yeah, so we need to talk about how the insidiousness of racism makes us in the Black community want to be empathetic to rapists. Pastor Pendaman, absolutely.
I agree with that. I agree.
Absolutely. And I think that's where Sean, in my opinion, that's where Sean was coming from, right? There are other ethnicities of people who have raped, who have abused other people, and the sentences, it has been very different. There have been others who have come to their rescue, as Felicia Rashad has done in the case of Bill Cosby, and we can still feel the same way about them, right?
We can talk about Bill Clinton, and he still got. I mean, this cat ain't even see him. I mean, there's so many other people that we could talk about, and I just feel like so if I ran to any of your sisters that are on this line right now, right? If you had done anything that required you to be facing judge or jury, right, and I ran to y'all to support y'all no matter what, right? And then I get dragged by friends. Like I wouldn't give it. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a damn. I really wouldn't, because at the end of the day, like that's my friend. I don't want to see him go to jail, and I don't know what was going on in that time when he was giving them drugs. I don't know what was going on. I don't know.
So I agree with you, and I think we have to.
He did get a blowjob, but he should have just went on and just owned it. At the end of the day, she came forward and said that I was sexually assaulted. I mean, after she enjoyed it, but I mean, well, I don't know if she enjoyed it. I don't know.
Okay,
this was a slippery slope. This can be
I think we're definitely not trying to minimize.
Absolutely.
And this is why I said, right, sending energy to those people who now feel victimized all over again by this overturning.
That just raised. See, that just brought something up about me. See, this is So well, I hear you, John. I hear you, bro.
Listen, so I mean, so it's not. It's at the end of the day, it was.
We should do a show on this. We should do a show on this.
We gotta, right?
We should go watch Janelle's. We should put it on here right now. What was Janelle's live thing she did put up?
Yeah, so I think that's where it was really good. I watched it. I watched it live. And I think from that space, what I appreciate, and we're gonna move along, Ashton. But what I appreciate about Janelle is, and I don't think we should do that without. Oh
no, I'm joking, but yeah, but
I know you, right? But what I appreciate, Janelle, and I said this to you last night when we talked after you came off live, is thank you, right? Thank you for sharing in such a vulnerable space, right? And so, getting to the point where you can share your story with the masses about something that is so that was painful and hurtful, and you're still trying to you're coming out of it and taking back some of your power by talking about it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much.
I'm gonna go check it out and see.
Yeah, absolutely. It was beautiful. And it's one of those things where
we're gonna do a show on this. This is Liberation. We're gonna do it on this month. We invite something out here. I want to talk more about that, because it's so real. It's so real, and I really don't. The truth is, I felt bad that the man went to jail, based on the evidence. I really did.
Okay. I
got over it real quick, but I mean, he was in jail. Next thing I know, he's in jail. But I just think that was very odd that our system just immediately, boom. But then there were so many that sat in that seat that didn't get that. Like it's horrific. It's horrible.
It is. So, folks, thank you so much for
You don't want to go over Tabitha Brown? We that much out of time? Okay, we'll save it for next time. Because I had a word for that too.
Oh yeah, no, we can.
Nope.
My permission slip is still valid for another 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Nope. Ashley said nope.
Yeah.
I hear you, sister.
Okay. So and I didn't want to do it because you didn't appreciate my meme about it earlier. So
because I think that your way of looking at things is not my way. I think that's what makes it so awesome that we're on the show together, because I would have never responded to that chick. Like, everybody knows, first of all, I love Wendy Williams, number one. I love Williams. And half the time, she's 99% telling the truth. I'm just saying.
She was off on this one. And
she was not off. She was speaking from a place of being hurt. Y'all just talked about that. I don't know.
Okay, so and then that other woman came and
this is why, I should have had a drink. I'm drinking water today. I should have had a drink with you today.
Listen. So Wendy Williams, speaking from a place of hurt and pain, was shading on this other woman for wanting to keep a promise that she made to her husband about fulfilling his dream, right? So he held her down. Essentially, he held her down for all these years with her rejections and all this stuff, getting into the industry. And, now that she feels they're in a place where she can give back. So I think it was Father's Day. She did this big thing where she brought her father this car truck he's always wanted. And so she's giving back to the people that held her down while she was building up. And for Wendy Williams to come with, it was just absolute. You could tell she was speaking from a wounded space, talking about, he's just gonna leave her and blah blah blah. Tabitha's around in her pajamas with her. Read her real quick.
I'm not quite sure if it was reading her. She just said her. But see, this is the part that I don't understand about many people. Like, entertainment, like, when do we here to entertain?
The camera from him, please.
I mean, no, like, oh my God, like, y'all are so hilarious tonight.
What do you mean?
I felt like Wendy Williams was just doing what she does. She report the news and she makes you gag, and that's what she did. The
gag was on her this time.
I'm not quite. I don't think Wendy cares. I really don't think she cares. This is the same woman that brought Whitney Houston into another dimension. Like y'all was all for it. Like, that's her job. Her job is to promote this, what we got going on.
It is messy. She is messy.
Well, I like it.
She is messy.
Listen, I thought that she was just doing her job. And if you had a job where you had a daytime show that is still in the air, there's a lot of people that have come before and after her that have gone, and she's still in the air. And yes, her husband did her horribly wrong. And she's just trying to speak from a perspective of, hey, listen, sis, I did that. What I heard was, sis, I did exactly what you did, and this is what I got. That's all she said.
But then Tabitha told her, well, one, you didn't put God first, because the God I serve has set up the table before me in the presence of all of my haters.
That could be a lie too. How many people have prayed for somebody and God was like, "Oh, thank you, God," and that
Tabitha has checked her connection, and she. You say what?
You see how she just went to the table is spread? Like, no, but honestly, like that. I guess when Chris played it early this morning, and the girl was praying about, you didn't put God first. I'm sure Wendy did put God first. I'm pretty sure that many of us have talked to God about a specific individual,
Tabitha was specific.
I'm gonna drink my water because see, now you're wrong for that. You're wrong. You listen. The Wendy Williams thing with me is kind of like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it is. Child by.
Listen, it is what it is. He's saying that to you.
I know.
Get him in line, please.
Can't, because he locked out of the garage.
You say he's locked out the garage?
Yeah, he bought a new car today, and he don't have the garage remote.
been great. Thank you for chatting it up with us tonight.
Awesome. I hope you enjoyed the show, y'all. Listen, we're going to talk about some more of these topics. Definitely going to talk about the Bill Cosby thing this month. And I'm gonna do some reading to see and see what the people talking about, because I hate the fact that y'all dragging Felicia. I really do hate that. I hate that. I really do. Not it's not needed. It's not necessary. That's her opinion. That's her views, and we should be able to have our views without being dragged. We
should. I'm gonna get 200,000 followers and say some random stuff. Yeah,
we all have said some crazy stuff that has at some point made somebody say something, but you got to keep on trucking. Lanita, do me a favor. Go ahead and play that Mary J. Blige album and let me know how you feel afterwards.
We love you all so much. Thank you so much for again watching, and we will chat it up with you next week.
Listen, the views of the people in here have nothing to do with our movement or our church family. I want to be very clear about that. These are independent views only. They do not define who we are, let alone is not the views of our Unity Fellowship Church, Baltimore North Unity Fellowship Church movement.
That is right. It's just Sean and Carla chatting it up.
Had to put that out there real quick.
That's right. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next week.
Peace out. Kiss the babies goodbye for me. Them little lovely fellas.
Thank you all very much for joining us tonight.
Johnson, kiss the babies for us.
So yes, it's our show.
I love you too, and we're gonna get to do this again next week.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Chat it up. Subscribe to our Facebook. Get on. Subscribe. Here it is.
Right there.
Go to UFC Baltimore.
Catch the fist.